listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
Alright, where were we yesterday? Safe. Alright, let's look at the events. What did we do last time? We were looking at the change files. And we're going to continue working on the integration for the changes that we did, the change files that we were looking at yesterday. It seems that it's just you and I here today. Oh, Avinash is here as well. Great. And we were trying to find prior values yesterday in our integration output file, but we could not find it yesterday. Let's try to make some changes to an existing worker. And then run the file again. And if we look at the output, what were the major changes? In fact, let's do title change for Logan with me. Or most probably Yuli Bowles. Let's do it for Yuli Bowles. Let's make a change for her. Let's see job change. Change business title. Say effective yesterday. And then new business title. Senior Manager at Operations. See, the process is completed. No requirements for approvals. Let's go back to our integration. And let's relaunch the integration with only for Julie Bowles. And let's see how the changes are reflected in that integration system. As of entry moment loss successful allows in a 1. And let's say the twin value. Current moment. Say the effective date. We can keep it safe for the 31st until 31st. Till the end of the month. And let's select Julie Bowles. And we're not going to do a full file. We would like the change that happened between today and 1st of March. But the effective date, I have kept it till the end of March. Any other changes that are expected in the future for Yuli would show up in the integration output file as well. Let's look at our data changes on it just to review what changes we are seeing. And we do see the change that is available here. And of course, some of the changes that happened in the past that are new additions like add. In yellow, you can see that it's from Manager IT Operations to Senior Manager IT Operations. There's a change. It's marked as yellow. If it's a new value which was blank before, it's marked as green. Let's look at our output file. Here, as you can see, that the prior value under business title is showing up as Manager IT Operation, whereas the current value is Senior Manager IT Operation. That is something that we were trying to see yesterday, but we couldn't find any of the data that we slightly looked through the file because it was a big file. But as we can see here that the prior values are showing up as Manager IT Operations. If you would like to have your prior values included in your integration output, if it's your use case, you can use the prior values as well too for your use. Also, another thing that we would like to see, like if you can see the status, employee status is active. And if you would like to see a staffing event change on a worker, let's do a staffing event change on the worker. Let's say, let's go back to Dooley Bowls. Let's look at someone in 15. Let's say we want to move Richard Ho to Mark Johansson. See if they have a position here. Let's say staffing. Do it idea 79. Let's go ahead and apply the changes. Let's say job change. Let's say we want this change to like today. Why are we making changes? The reason could be promotion. The manager. It's under IT Operations Group, and IT Operations Group is managed by Mark Johansson. Mark Johansson. I plan to fill this headcount. That's fine. You can leave it at that. Position that we want to use is Binalo 3T7. Job profile, title, and everything would change location. It's going to be let's go to organization. Our latest person had a salary in Singapore dollars. We would like, based on the job profile by compensation rule, management, management, sorry, let's say it's going to be 165,000. And really, and rest of the components, I think we can leave it as is. Let's put any comment here. Let's go ahead and approve the changes. You can complete the business process and we can run the integration. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take it one day behind as effective date. Thank you. We can see the changes in our integration. Staffing event. Now the onboarding has kicked off. Now the Richard needs to do his onboarding and all those things that should include the process should include in our integration. If you open Richard now, we should be able to see the compensation and everything that has changed. Manager operation. He is now under Mark Johansson. If you look at the job history, he has I-9 and onboarding processes, but the assigned pay group promotion has been successfully completed. There's some stuff still pending with the Maria and Richard, but I think it should include our integration in addition to you about. Let's read on the integration. Let Richard who here as well. And let's the full files that we are expecting a change file out of it. Let's look at our audit file first. Data changes audit. For a gentle, we should be able to see a staffing event has been added which is transfer. The position ID. Listen, that was vacated. You'll see that in red. The new position in green. And all the fields that would have changed. Let's have a look at the new file. Let's minimize. As work. And this will get Richard home. The reason is hired your employee vacancy. The staffing event, as you can see here, is now added. Whereas in case of earlier statuses, you would not see a staffing event and just a job change has happened. The staffing event. In the position, you'll see an ad. For all the position details with the position ID that is being used a day, the organizations, and also you will see a position remove as well. The earlier position that was removed. And you can see the operation removed. You will see the XML tags and all the changes that is happening. We can see the supervisor remove also from ULIBOS, and the new supervisor add here is employee ID this and Mark Johansson. When you make changes to the workers in your change file, you will see the add and remove, and you would see a staffing event. It's if it's a staffing event change and also for the compensation. Is the compensation. Period salary, earlier it was. Earlier salary as well, but most probably it was big group, was third party Singapore. But now the new pay group is as he was before. Now it's a US dollars big. Is this one now? But this is the organization. Speaker before as a power value. What is the new value? It defined the big group right here. Hey, we'll have to look into it as to why it's not here, but generally speaking, the position of position operation at position operation remove. And all the add and remove sections of that and the staffing event transfer. When you're looking at a core connector worker and when you're looking at employee changes and you want to use a change file, then this staffing event would only populate in your change file. If I even run a full file for this, the staffing event will not show up. For example, if I read on this integration, just for your information. Integration event, same integration, same parameters, but when we run the full file, you'll see a different output. Same parameter, same everything, not going to change, and just change it to full file. And here you will see, you will not see diagnostic changes audit. You only see the diagnostic audit, not the changes audit, because it's not a change file. And here status, you will not see the staffing changes. And this is for Uli Bowles. Let's close Uli Bowles and then. Richard Ho, you'll just see the employee status, not the staffing event as you saw here. And worker status staffing event. Worker status, You will not see the staffing event here. The staffing event is only available in changes when you are pulling the change file. You will not see the add and remove data. You will only see what is the current status as of that day that you're setting up the parameters when you run the integration. And in the integration where we define the parameters, if you go to the attribute attribute status section, you would need to enable this staffing event and staffing event date for it to include in your integration. This comes in quite handy when you're doing the core connector workers and we're trying to set up your connector or an integration based on staffing, event changes or employee changes that you may be trying to do. If you need an as of today event, then you don't need to do a staffing event. If you're doing a full file, you do not require staffing event because it will not populate unless you're doing a change file. Any questions around this? All right. Now if I want to have this integration delivered, we have seen that we are able to see the output file and we are able to look at the event and we have an output file. But what do we do with this output file? Say if we need to deliver this output, what we can do is create a business process. Integration system effective date, Los Angeles time. I'll select one of the above. And then I'll have a business process for fire integration. And let's say I add a step C. Say document service, document delivery. Press. Now I need to configure the delivery of the documents. I'll configure this as press on the configure document button press. I'll select from this integration process and then I'll select the transport type as to where I want this to be delivered. Generally, we deliver it as FTP or SL link or FTP SSL. Very rarely we deliver integrations to email, but say in this case, we want to send it to our emails. Let's say I think we will need to set up a PRP key for that. Let's see if we can do it without it. Let's say I'm going to encrypt it with this PDB certificate that's available in the system. Text mode. Let's see. Let's press. Now we have set up the delivery for this via email. And now you will see that we'll have a tab for business process definitions here as well, alongside the integrates, integration attributes, integration maps. And now I would have the business process definition as well. And you can see if I click on this and let's open a new tab. And this is the same business process that we just configured by creating a business process on the integration system. It has the investigation surveys for integration, then document delivery. And let's see if I need to schedule this as well, like we did for the reports. Similar format. Integration system. Let's say launch and schedule. Let's say I want to run it on a weekly recurrence. Let's say for my schedule, what values do I need to put for as of entry moment? I would say current moment. The effective date as day of this month. Let's say this could be last successful integration event. As of date of last completed date and time. What I want by this, what I'm trying to select is it will use for the last integration event, that's an integration event status of completed or completed errors or warning or completed with errors. Those integrated processes event status. Anything that has not failed, it will use that date and time of the last integration event and pick up the next integration moment date and time from the last successful one. Same for this. I can use the domain value. Last completed integration. Date and time. And why are we using determine value at runtime here? Because we are setting up a schedule for to run every week. We don't want to go into the integration and set up our date and time and effective date and last successful entry moment and effective date. We want the schedule to automatically pick up where it left last time. Determine value at runtime. It will determine each on the schedule. What was the current? What is the current moment at that time? Last day of this month. If it's running on any of the month, it will always pick up the last day. Last successful entry as of the last completed integration event and last successful effective date as of entry date of last completed with warnings integration events. And I'm not going to specify any workers or full file because I am trying to pick up the changes for this integration. We've set up the integration criteria. Now we set up the schedule like we did before, like let's say today is Wednesday. I want to say schedule it for every Thursday GMT. And then again, of course, I'll have to put in the end date. Would not like to clutter your inbox every night. I'll just set it up for the next 2 weeks. You will get it till the 29th of March. You'll get 2 reports in your mailbox. I'm sorry, say it again. I'm saying I'll get this report. Yes, you will get these reports in your mailbox. Not the reports, but you'll get the XML file that we are delivering it. We set up the delivery mechanism for our integration event. For integration, set up the schedule, set up the parameters. And you should be getting the XML file delivered in this format. See, of course, CCView version 240.x. And just for testing purposes, what I can do is I can set it up and let it run now. If I go to reporting our report schedule feature process, bring the scheduler up for this integration. And say I can run it now. I confirm it will pick up the parameters that we defined in the scheduler. Determine value at runtime. Here, if you go down, you will see all the parameters. Current moment. Effective date last day of this month. Last successful event was done by us about a couple of minutes back at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. And last successful event date was 15. Automatically, when every week this scheduler will run, it will pick up these 2 values or all these 4 values by determine value at runtime. You don't have to set it up every single time. You need to run an integration that helps you in your automation. It's still processing. Let's see the steps where it is at. It's pulling the data. We completed. Let's look at these output files. You should have received the CF_CCDB version 24 in your mailbox. Or it could be an SFTP, it could be an Amazon server, or wherever you want it to be delivered. Rest of the files, like data changes audit or diagnostic audit, all these worker XSD and the message audit files, they will remain here in your integration event. Output document from one worker. You should have received one worker. Changes in your output. Let's have a look. Brady McCormick had a change. Not yet hired to active. Active status from false to true. And this is the changes that you would see in your inbox in your file Brady McCormick only. Because of our parameters, last successful integration run, which we did manually, and the current moment, one change was observed and it is being sent to you. Now in this way, every week it will send you the changes from what was the snapshot last week and what is the snapshot at the time of running the integration. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@upptalk.com.